How to become financially stable in your 20s. Money makes you want to spend it. I never actually understood it. We put so much energy to it, we put so much brain power to it, so many hours. We trade what's most valuable to us for it. Still, once we get it, all we can think about it is to throw it away. It does seduce you to, with the possibility of owning the world, so to speak. And if you're not careful, it really happens. You will make daily financial mistakes. Now, the best time to create an excellent financial foundation is when you're young, right? It's just common sense because you got more time. The idea of becoming a millionaire before you turn 30 may sound unrealistic to a lot of people, but it is possible, and it makes me laugh. It really does, because I just turned 28, and I'm so happy, with where I'm at right now financially. But at the same time, it makes me kind of sad because I see a lot of people around me struggling with it, and I just can't help because I'm not asked for help. If somebody asks you for help, then you help. But if you're not asked for help, you just can't give that help. And at the same time, again, it makes me laugh, from one point, but from the other, it just makes me sad. However, these are my, tips for anybody that just want to get financially stable. Been in, in his 20s, in her 20s, you might be, in your 20s definitely. So these tips will definitely, you know, um, give you a boost. I'm so sure. So put it in the comment section what exactly you like about these tips. And the first one is to acquire skills that make money. One ability, multiple streams of income. Look, the keyword over here is acquire. And it's a funny because the way I'm using it, because acquire, it doesn't mean that you need to pay for it, right? You don't buy skills. Skills come from the most beautiful thing we got, right? And so skills are free. uh, and why I'm using the word acquire, because you may not be a natural at it, but with time you can be really good at it. A skill is a task that you can do um, exceptionally well, right? Exceptionally well. You really, good at it. People give you money for it. It can be a gift like making music, or a learn art like marketing exam, if for example. Now, um, you know, if you have a particular talent for something, inside that talent, right? And talent wonderful word is a wonderful word, because talent back in the days, the way talent is used in the Bible, it actually means a great deal of something. It's not the way we use talent. Is a again is a word, is a, oh my goodness, is a wonderful word, but again, it's not, is we use it as a skill, right? We think of talent as a skill, but talent in its origin is a word that just means, a great deal of something. So inside that something, you grow so many opportunities, so many opportunities. So for instance, let's say once again that you're gifted in music, you can teach yourself how to write songs, play instruments, produce music, and sell it, market it. And this is something, exceptionally well, because you can copyright your music, and it's gonna give you passive income. You create a passive source of income. Now I'm using the example of music. Of course, you can use whatever you want. Again, your talent is your talent. You know it. I'm just using an example. If think of something like teaching as well. Do you know other opportunities in the teaching profession apart from working in a school? You can teach it. I mean, the teaching business, it's amazing. This is why we have so many universities. This is why we have so many schools. This is why we send kids to school. We send school. The system is built, with schools, because schools make so much money. it's a, it doesn't make any sense unless you study medicine or something that you really need to go to somebody that teaches you how to do it. Like we don't need schools, we don't need universities. We got books, we got libraries. So the teaching world, what I'm saying, and you're talking to somebody that went to school, that went to university, and got his degree, not because of the knowledge that I was getting, it was because of the challenge that I had to overcome. This is what I believe as far as, so I had to nail university because it was a challenge, because it was a fight that I was going to win. That's it. You can come up with an effective way of teaching, for instance, kids with Alzheimer's disease, then share your experience on a blog, and then train other teachers at a fee how to teach those, such kids. And you could just read a book, about how that's done, and have few experiences and share your knowledge, with somebody that actually has, hands on the particular subject. Alternatively, make teaching aids and lesson plans that you can sell to schools to help teachers teach such children. And this is an example, obviously, that I'm bringing up because from a personal experience, not my personal experience, but I had friends that friends do this, and this is so creative. I mean, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that's so cool. It just makes sense. Another tip is invest the income you got from exploiting your skills, right? Remember, we are focused on creating ways to make money and be financially stable in your 20s. Now, divide the dough you make from implementing the first point, into three categories: savings, cocktails, and capital. I mean, these are the three things, in your income pie, I believe. First, enjoy your cocktails. After all, you're young and fun. Why would you say, it's like saving sex for the old age? Like, it just can't happen. So, why you can enjoy it right now? Second, have some savings because shit happens. It does. And finally, make two kinds of investments: traditional and asymmetric. Traditional investments like buying a house, land, or blocks, buy a house, buy a home, buy a land. You can buy blocks of gold as well. And then that's the traditional one, right? And then we got the asymmetric investment. Strategies refer to high risk opportunities that, if successful, will give you lots of cash, so much cash. Like forex trading, for instance, which is so easy to learn, so easy to learn. You can lose all your money though. In such kinds of investment, you really need to be careful. Put more money into tangible assets like real estate. This is what I always suggest. Now, obviously, I have a lot of money invested in stocks, and I mean, this is how I started actually because I wanted to make my first $10,000 investment in stocks, and not in forex trading, but in stocks. And so I had to build capital. Now my forte became, the digital real estate, world. But again, I mean, that was just a skill that I was natural at it, but I just mastered it to the point that I'm now, in my own mind, I'm the best at it. Another one is land at a fee. I mean, this is something that once you build your little capital and you want to be stable, financially in your 20s, this is a great idea. Like, I will be implement this idea this year actually, but I thought it would be cool just to share some ideas on how to become a millionaire in your 20s. May not be safe at all, but if they work for you, you will be making money while you sleep. I mean, the idea of passive income, it's incredible. It's incredible. And nobody teaches you that. Nobody teaches you that. At school, they don't teach you that. They teach you that you need to go to work in the morning, 8 o'clock, come back at 6 o'clock, forget your marriage, forget, life, and repeat that the day after. They don't teach you about passive income. They don't teach you about that. So lending is one of those ideas of making passive income, So watch this with an open mind. Let's assume that you make good money through your skill, right? And you invest, and your investments do not disappoint you. So once again, let's say that I'm using the money, the music idea, but let's just use what I just told you, stocks. Say you become good at, making good investments. So you got $2,000, you put it on stock, and at the end of the month, you see that it's making you money, right? So it's a successful one. You learn how to do it, and it works. Now, what you're gonna do with the money? Lend it at a fee. Let's just once again, you can afford to take more significant risk at this point because you know how good you are at doing something. Another one that I just forget about it all the time because now it's natural to me. Even another language, like if you're good at learning language, you don't know how much money you can make just by teaching the language that you know. I mean, it's incredible. Like back in the days, I wouldn't be spending $1 to learn English because I had a passion for it. So I knew that I was gonna learn it regardless of what was gonna happen. But I know a lot of people but regardless, I spend a little bit of money to go and get my my IELTS because we Europeans we need to get this thing. It's called IELTS. So in the national English language or whatever. So, and I spent my €1,000 to get that piece of paper, and I had to learn it. So people really do pay you for it. But let's get back to lending money at a fee. If you look around, you will see people who need money, but cannot access credit facilities for from formal institutions like banks. I mean, this is pretty common everywhere in the world. So you can lend such people money, and they pay you at an interest. To begin with, you can look for your peers who have great ideas but no capital. Definitely. There are a lot of people, especially back when I started, I'm talking about in 2015, and had a lot of my peers, a lot of my friends, they all wanted to start a business online. Every one of them. They didn't have, this idea of I'm willing to fail, until I succeed. So that was the first thing, and I couldn't do nothing about that. But they didn't have the money to start with. Now, they didn't know that, you can get access to a beautiful course of $395, somebody to teach you exactly what to do and, guaranteed to succeed. And just $10, to get the domain, and then get good at the skill of writing, and publish your 50 posts. And at the end of the year, boom, you got passive $2,000 passive income source. But they didn't have the money to invest in the course of $395, and they didn't have that courage or that settled mind to say, okay, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to fail as many times as I need to succeed. So I couldn't do nothing about that, but I could lend these people money. So this is something that you can do. You can lend people money. So if you pay somebody to start a business online, and then you put on paper that you are going to get, some money when the thing is going to, when the shit hits the fan, so to speak. That's a beautiful investment that you can do, and it is so easy. You find people around you that want to start a blog, that want to start an internet business. You lend them, $200, $300, and you start investing. Now, it's little, but you start practicing. And the key word is practice. If you practice at it, then when you're going to make $10,000 a month and then $25,000 a month, you know how money works, and you know how to put your money to work. So conclusion, you know how to become financially stable in your 20s by now. These are 3 simple ideas, but this all you have to understand. If you want to be richer, you will be richer. That's, the only thing that I'm sure about, other than the sun, the earth, and love, and God, is that whatever a man who wants will. If you want to be rich, you will be rich. You must really want it though. However, you must aim at, having multiple sources of income, you know, because you need to make sure that you have a different source of income, other than the passive ones. So you want to have some active source of income and some passive source of income. These ideas here do not cover all the ways of making money, but they are tried and true. Believe you me.